Welcome to yet another morning where we wake up early and talk quietly and don't have proper lighting because it would be a hindrance to anyone else that may wake up because of that. Today is number 3 out of 4 of the qualifying rounds, and boy am I sleepy today. We'll see what we do. Round 1 pairing is up and we'll see how it goes. So let's get this show on the road. Okay, we're off to a strong start. We played against golds. It seemed to be much more high crit, high roll reliant, but it went quite well. I mean, you'll see the replay after this, and a kind of funny story is that at the start of the bracket, the staff of the Zero tournament were in the chat of my game. And then like they wrote out the rules, but then as like an additional point they write, please make sure that in this tournament we communicate in Japanese. If you struggle with communicating in Japanese, there's a chance to be disqualified. And I was like, come on now, you know, it's like, come on. But yeah, so all's good. We won round 1. Let's keep it up and hopefully do better than last time. I should check my ranking. Before I went to sleep, I was at top 100. And now I am 106. Alright, so I gotta get back in there after this tournament's done. Come on, man. Round 2. Worse than last week. Once again, same pattern as usual. No more complaining. Let's go into our game. So it looks like we're playing... Oh, wait. I think I know this guy. Anyway, good morning. 1 second. So, today is the 4th round, the final one, and to be honest, I honestly thought to myself, I was like, if I oversleep today, I don't mind. I am excited to play, of course, but waking up at 4 every week, it's on a Saturday, is just painful. Today was the most natural wake up though, simply because I woke up at 4. I didn't even hear my alarm. I just like woke up, checked in, and went back to sleep until like 5:10. And then, yeah, and then I was good to go. Anyway, now I'm setting up the front room. We're gonna go in. So give me 1 second. So yeah, in terms of preparation, I mean, I didn't particularly scrim or anything, but I mean, I got top 50 last season, which just ended a couple of days ago, with the deck that I'm entering today. So I feel like in terms of preparation, I've done what I can. So now it's just a matter of getting it done. So yeah, I feel like it'll go well. I'm aiming for finals. I'm aiming to finish well. But most importantly, play well. I'm gonna play well. We're gonna review my game as usual. God, my voice sounds so raspy, it's crazy. I hope you guys can hear it properly. But yeah, so we're gonna go into our first game in just a second. And then this will be good. Okay, we took the first dub. Played against golds, and he bricked, in all honesty. That was just a brick. And he got into Pelennor eventually, he ran stands, I think not enough draws. But good start so far. God, my alarms are still going off. I need to go close them before I move on to my next round. I think my next round is already ready, actually. But let's check what bracket am I even on? I haven't really seen my placement right now. There's a lot of names in the bracket I recognize. Oh no, my game isn't ready yet, but I am in C block this time. Last couple times I was in, where was it? A block every time, I think. A and B. But yeah, I've also, as you've noticed, decided to fuse my last 2 rounds, my previous attempt and this attempt into one video. Because, well, last week's was pretty short, as you guys saw. So, yeah, this will be the last qualifier. There's one more, I think, which is for anyone that has gotten top 200 in the previous ranked seasons. I think they're invited to it. That's going to be huge. It's going to be huge for a tournament. But I mean, I technically qualify for that because, you know, I was top 50 last season. It's like the ways that you qualify for this tournament, I haven't even expanded on. It's like these tournaments that I wake up for, and then being top 10 and ladder in any of these like last 3 or 4 seasons. Oh, my next round opponent is ready. And then the other way is being top 200. You play like an invite tournament, and then yeah. Okay, it looks like my next opponent is Kagero, and it's Mr. Ryusei. So that'll be interesting. Let's have a good one. And this marks the end of a 5 a.m. journey. Yeah, it was close. It was close. I can see how I could have played better, but then blockade in Japanese format, man. That's this doesn't happen much. Well, we lost to Mr. Ryusei. Round 2 once again. Looks like round 3 is the best we can do, from 2 weeks ago. Yeah. I guess I could have played more carefully. I don't know really. I felt quite comfortable with my plays. The only thing is maybe I think this last game I went a bit too hard on early aggro. I should have kept my Bedivere for the later turns. I went too hard on early aggro. I think my Wingle Brave placement was good. God. I'm frustrated, but not too much. Like, in the end, I think I practiced as much as I could with MLB. I really enjoy the tournaments themselves. I hate single elimination though. Let's be clear on that. I think single elimination should not exist, and the fact that it's so normal in Japan to do single elimination is pretty annoying. But yeah, I mean, this will be the end of the official Vanguard Zero Championships, but there's a lot, like, Zero released official tournament support now, so there's a lot of unofficial tournaments, which I'll try to enter if the time zone isn't as crazy as this one. You know, if the starting time isn't 5 a.m. So yeah. Oh god, well, I'm not gonna go back to sleep because it's gonna be 6 a.m. soon. So I'm just gonna tough it out, maybe play some Animal Crossing or something, and then edit, upload, all that stuff, and then just tough out the day. But no more waking up at 5 at least. But yeah, after this you'll see the analysis of these games. I'm not gonna sign off just yet, but yeah, pretty interesting, gotta say. Good experience. Glad I participated in these, honestly. But yeah, at least we didn't get knocked out round 1 this time, or last time, or the one before that. Can be happy about that. But yeah. Alright folks, on to the analysis. Alright, so now we're going to do the little feedback on, well, my own playing from these 2 qualifying rounds. I'm not sure how I'm going to split this up, but basically this is actually the night before the final one, so the top 200 invitational that I have tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. that I have to wake up to sign up for, and then at 5 a.m. to start playing. But so I wanted to actually take this timing specifically to look back at my plays and analyze it. So we're going to look at it together, and I'm going to kind of skip through here and there through these rounds. So getting into it, it'll be interesting. It looks like I didn't record the sound either, which is quite unfortunate, but we are gonna skip through a little bit. So we're playing against Golds and going second. So here, first round. Of course, in this qualifier and the next one I played MLB still. I did change it for this one that I'm playing tomorrow. But as you can see here, my mulligan was pretty good. Actually, this hand is pretty nice. I basically just need to make sure I can draw the MLB, and then I'll be set. So here, this hand basically says that I'm gonna ride Maron against Golds. I typically do attack on the first turn simply because, I draw the MLB even better. So basically draw everything in this game, so I think I can kind of skip around, because this is just one of those examples where, like, you draw everything. You can give your opponent counterblast, because even if they, like, set up and it, like, they usually do this where it's like he's gonna now either Vivian's or, you know, uses the Spring Breeze. So he's like gonna use the thingy, the Vivian, and then he's gonna call out the Gareth for next turn. So then I get to ride my Blaster Dark. You know, everything's fine and dandy. I have a excess Blaster Dark and Blaster Blades as well, because actually I have, like, so many in hand that even if I search them with the GAN slots, I'm in kind of a danger zone here. So I'm probably gonna just go for this, like, attack, and then still use the Wingle Brave I'm debating if I want to search. And I want to search here because I'm like, if I draw into another Blaster Blade, I can't put these heals back, so I'd rather just put them back now than regret it later. So I choose to put them both back, and also because healing in this instance wouldn't actually be bad for me, because if I healed in this instance, I would, like, I mean, I can't use my Wingle Brave, but that's okay, because, I mean, I'm not losing much. So here I can also, what I could have also done there is attack with the rear first, so that way I don't actually heal out of that 1 damage for the Wingle Brave. But like I said, I didn't actually mind
if I did heal. But sadly, no triggers, so that turn is going to end there. Of course, I get to use the Wing of Brave, so I would have done the other play. I wouldn't actually have been able to use it. And I searched my last grade 2 blaster, which is the last blaster Dark. So we're going to skip through the turns. He goes into Azel. He turbos into Limit Break by calling down a self-damager there. You can see 2 of them, actually, I think. Yeah, and then he calls out some intercepts just to set up a little bit, and then he smacks me with the Vanguard for 1 damage, which is basically means that I can't actually finish him off next turn, because essentially I now need to clear both intercepts, which is pretty tricky. And so instead I have to essentially just smack his intercepts with my blasters, but I can still set up intercepts here, which I hope that I did. It's been a long time since these games actually happened. So here, yeah, I'm going to move this back and put this to the front. I could also even call down a Blaster Blade behind MLB, so I can keep both blasters in the front to have a double intercept, because the thing about Azel is that unless they go hard on crits or stands, they're only really hitting you once per turn, so they really don't run the 9 draw in that deck, because it's not really necessary. And otherwise they just lose tempo and the deck becomes kind of bad. So here I get a draw. I'm going to put him to 4 damage. I'm going to give him the Limit Break, but I'm kind of like, I need to put you to 4 damage if I want to win here. I get a double draw. I have a PG, so I'm in a comfortable situation, so I'm not really losing out on much. So here he's just going to take the 2. He heals, so he's actually not going to go to Limit Break. And then he gets a crit, so I'm pretty happy to see that. And he has 2 cards in hand, so he has to be careful. Plays down both. And so here when I see this, I'm like, oh dude, next turn I'm just going to call stuff down. And he puts down an intercept, but I'm like, dude, that is fine. Because what I can do here now is take out the intercept with the Blaster Blade. And then I can just, swing once at the face and then swing once with the MLB. And that's it. That's all she wrote. That's the end of the game. So, pretty good situation to be in. Blaster Blade, of course, putting in work and showing why this deck is one of the best. MLB is really, really strong. It just feels a little bit the reason why I'm not taking it for this last one is because it feels a little bit high rolly in a way. Simply because it's I don't know. I guess it's because it's especially in the mirrors, it feels like whoever opens more blasters first wins. So that's part of it. Alright, and so I check a heal, and that should be it normally. I don't think he actually healed out of this. Or did he? He did actually heal out of this. Oh, lucky guy. He gets to use Limit Break a couple times, but I'm fine with that. I set up double intercept. There's no way I'm losing here. He actually rode up the Pelennor there as well, with that he got from the Azel skill. You can do that, and the new Pelennor basically gains a crit when you use his effect to ride him. Gets another crit. Thank God I got that PG, or I would lose right here. So yeah, that PG is gonna actually save my bacon right now. But in exchange, now I just need to call down my stuff and swing and win, because he literally has 1 intercept and he's on 5 damage. So unless he gets super lucky with his triggers, I'm pretty okay here. So I choose not to overcommit too much. Just kind of promote my Ks that can swing for 10k. It's a pretty good move in my opinion. And so here I'm going to swing with a crit, because I'm like, if you're going to heal, nah, I'm not letting you. You got to go double heal or you're not winning here. Whereas if he healed from the rearguard attack, I might have not actually hit with my Vanguard again. So I wouldn't want that happening once again. So that's going to be it for that game. So basically it ended, and I think I was pretty dominant in that one. Of course, I didn't have the PG on that Pelennor turn, I would have lost, but luckily I did, so that worked out pretty well. So now we go into the second game. I think I started recording this one a little bit late, and so this was my second round against Kagero. And I think all of you know by now, Kagero is the worst matchup for MLB. And actually, my fear of Kagero as an MLB player is the reason why I don't want to take it to tournaments anymore. It just feels like such a direct counter, and it feels like you really need to struggle and high roll into drawing all your blasters to win that. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it's worth it, to risk that in such a high stakes tournament. So even though MLB is the best deck, I feel like it's better to bring your own pocket pick that you think can win against a lot of these matchups. And so for me, that's tomorrow's deck, which we'll find out soon. So basically here, I missed a couple turns, but he was sitting on he basically didn't attack me first turn, which is what you should always do. But he went first, so he couldn't. But then second turn, of course, he goes to the strike and doesn't give me the damage to, of course, use my Wing of Brave. But I don't really care, because looking at my hand, I have MLB, I have both blasters, I have this early aggro now with this K Bedivere column as well. If it was a Marin, that'd be even better. But here, I think he actually hits a trigger. I can't remember. No, he doesn't. So actually, I do manage to hit him for 2 damage. So I put him to 3. So from this perspective, I'm like, dude, I'm 0 to 3. I should be in a pretty good position, right? And I slowly learned that things don't go that easy. So yeah, so here he basically, I think, rode up to the end, and essentially now the end has a crit, and he can restand because I gave him 2 counter blasts. So, animation goes through, calls down a bar, a regular Overlord, time goes on. And so here he swings with his the end, he gets a draw, and then he puts it on the Vanguard. And so here when I see this, I'm like, uh-oh, this ain't good. You know, I was 0 to 3, but now he has this crit, he's got power. I get a Alfred, so I'm going to be 24, so I'm like, okay, maybe if he doesn't check another trigger, I'm going to be fine. Because I was like, it says he's thinking, so that means he's got the end, so he's going to restand it, and swing for another 21 with a crit and 2 drive checks. So I was like, I don't like this doesn't look good. So he checks a heal on top of that, so not only is it not 0 to 3, it's 2 to 4 now, and he manages to hit the second time. So here I was like, damn. All because I gave him that second damage to counterblast for the end. So clearly here I think it was my own misplay. I draw into a PG, you know, luckily for me, but I think it's honestly like, it doesn't even matter at this point because like, I can see he plays crits, but it just feels like, I don't know, there's not much I can really do in that sense. So it's quite unfortunate. So here I'm going to put back my heals as much as possible. I don't want to, you know, get damaged even more than I already have. Find all the blasters, of course, you know, got to set up. I take out this Overlord because I'm like, I don't want to risk getting killed by this. And so here I think I'm just going to call down 2 blasters so I can still have 1 intercept. So I think here I'm going to do exactly that, yeah. So that's, I think, a good play, because now I basically I give him 1 more damage, and now he's going to PG this because of, you know, because of the way that PGs work. So here I suck in that left column, I get myself the extra 10k, the permanent 2k, and the permanent crit. And so now, of course, I'm like, please heal, please heal, please heal. I don't get one, I get a draw instead. I'm like, that's pretty good. That's good for now. I just put it to the Vanguard, I don't really care. And here the PG will trigger that he searched from his Conroe. So now basically we're going into a turn where he can't use the end. So I'm like, well, I'm in a pretty good position. I should be okay here. But let's see what he actually does. I can't remember too well. So he thinks. He uses the oh my god, I forget the cycler name. It doesn't matter. Anyway, he swings with the end to the rear, which is fine because his the end doesn't hit my MLB, but that grade 3 does. So now he's going to be able to basically push me to 5, and then if I don't check a defensive, my PG will trigger against that strike in. So I'm like, oh my god, this can't be. No, I was like, no, this can't be real. I can't be losing here. No, you know, it feels like I really felt like I got the rug pulled under me in this game because I was in such an advantageous position at first. But then giving him that extra damage was just, that cost me a lot. And then I draw into this heal that I cannot put back anymore because I don't have any more Blaster Blades in deck. So I was like, damn, that sucks. That really sucks. So here, I'm going to use this to retire, and I'm just like, I literally cannot win this turn because I'm just going to put down my intercepts, but I mean, the only way I can win is like I swing with the Blaster Blade column first, and then I swing with the MLB column and pray that he doesn't have a second PG. I was like, that's my only hope here. He doesn't check a defensive, so I'm like, thank God. But then here, you know, I see a Bedivere, and I see a draw, so that means my Starkle will hit, so I can take out that grade 2, the grade 3, but I don't have a PG, I didn't draw into a PG, so it's pretty bad. But he has a PG, so I don't win there. He has 2 cards left in hand, but that's enough because he has 2 boosters in the back, so no matter what, he can call them down and still swing at me. And if he has the end, he can actually restand on me too, so I was in a pretty bad position and basically just praying for a heal here. He hits, and he has the last card in his hand was at the end. I think he drive checked one at some point too, so I was like, does he really have it? I was like, does he really have it? You know, I was kind of praying that he wouldn't, but unfortunately that was not the case, and he just takes out everything. I'm going to take this last damage, and I would need a heal here to survive, but unfortunately it doesn't come through. So that was basically the end of my 3rd qualification round that I tried to get into the Vanguard Zero Championship, but unfortunately didn't manage to. So now, of course, you guys know the story of the 4th one, but let's take a look at the rounds anyway. Alright, so now moving on, we have this next one, so this is going to be pretty interesting. Of course, I check if I'm recording, as always. I already have my top 100 badge here, so this was already in the month of April. Oh no, the second half of April, because I finished top 100 in the first half of April. So here, once again, we're playing Azel. And I mean, these Azel matches somehow with MLB, like the limit break decks don't feel like such a struggle. Like Narukami is a little bit difficult, simply because I mean it's kind of if you're not careful, the Saishin will retire your Wingle Brave, and then you can't do your searching. But like with this kind of hand, you don't really care about that. So let's get past this starting. This really looks like the exact same start as the last game, except here he gets an 8k. You know, pretty boring check so far. Going to Blaster Blade here. Here I make another column, like similar as last time with the Bedivere. So I'm going to swing here. Hope he doesn't get a defensive so I can push him to 3. He gets a defensive, so I'm like, damn, I can't use my Wingle Brave, but I don't really care because even if I don't hit, I mean, I have my pieces in my hand. So of course, if I didn't, I wouldn't have gone for that Bedivere. I would have not done that because that's too dangerous. But of course, I was in a comfortable position. So here, he misrides into his heal trigger, 13k attacker, gets a stand. So I was like, ooh, is a stand golds. So basically here he can push me to 3, but if he does, then I can retire something with my Blaster Blade because it gives me the damage for it. So I was like, that's pretty good. Good for me. But let's see. So here I do check a defensive, so that's not going to hit anymore. And so I get myself more attackers, you know, just basically everything I would need. But here he's going to be able to use the Spring Breeze Messenger to potentially find himself either an attacker or a booster to that other column. And let's see, I can't remember what he actually found. He found an attacker, but it's a loppier shooter, meaning that he can discard 1 now to look at the top 3. He discards a PG, so I was like, oh my god, what? And so he's basically going to try to make a booster for that other column that's 18k right now, so he can still hit me, 16k, sorry, so he can still hit me and put me to 3 damage. But he finds a trip, which I was like, interesting. This isn't going to do anything. You know, none of these attacks hit, but he has like infinite intercept for some time now. So I'm just going to ride my MLB here. You know, just do the usual stuff, search the Blaster Blade, and then I'm just going to go for this. Like, I'm not even keeping up any intercepts in the front. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to push him to 3. And then I'm going to just swing with my MLB, and then if he has a PG, it's going to trigger. If he doesn't, I'm going to put him to 5. So I was like, both cases are good, and whatever I get, I was pretty content with. So here I get a draw. Also pretty nice to see. Another PG, so of course my survivability of this game is pretty high now. And that's a Blaster Dark, and of course the PG triggers, and he has 1 card in hand. So now he goes up to 2, calls down a Din Drain, but keeps 1 card in hand, so I'm like, that is probably... Oh, my alarm went off while I was playing. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm safe, and here he swings with this like 12k that needs like 2 triggers to pass, and so I was like, I think I'm safe. But I'm pretty sure that 1 card in his hand was a PG, so I was like, okay, I know that, and that's how I can proceed at least now. So here, I think I'm just going to put back that heal. See, for some reason here I waited a little bit in the right phase. Just going to put back this heal, search a Blaster Blade, and basically just set up an intercept. He gets a defensive, but I was like, okay, I mean, I'm 1 to pass away from a victory here. And I get it, so that's the draw. And then here I think he still has a PG. I get another heal, so I was like, oh my god. And here I think he does have the second PG, so that's going to go through. But then he's going to ride the Pelennor, which was pretty interesting to me because now basically he has to promote his stuff, but then he's going to have to put back one of his rears now to power up the other 2 units, which is pretty interesting. So he's going to like either give me a damage or just take out my Palamedes, which is a smarter play, of course, because I mean, giving me damage right now is actually putting me in a better position, if anything, because I have more Counterblast to like use a Star Call or something. But it gives me the Counterblast here. So here is like, if I drew into a Star Call, I guess now it doesn't matter, because I would need open rearts to do that. But yeah, so now I'm going to go. I still have Blaster Blades left in deck, so I was like, well, I'm just going to go for it, set up an intercept, you know, it's all good. I have, like, my Palamedes column is hitting for 21, which is really good too, so I can basically like try to kill him without even using the MLB. But I think I first attack with the Blaster Blade column to give him 1 damage, and then I'm going to try to attack with the MLB to kind of like, again, do the same thing where like if you were to heal, at least you won't heal and win. So I was like, that's pretty safe. And then I get another trigger, so now like even if he heals, that Palamedes line should still be hitting, and it's going to really going to be hitting. So here basically I have a 31k Palamedes, and this MLB is going to just deliver the victory. So again, against Golds, the deck performs pretty well. Nothing to complain about. He gets a heal, but of course he has to take 1 more damage, and then like he would be going up to 36, so then my Palamedes wouldn't actually hit, but unfortunately for him, no heals found, so that's going to be the end of that game. So now going to the next one. Again, hey, look what it is. It's Kagero again. Like I said, this is the boogeyman for me, and this hand is really not pretty. Like absolute brick. I think I just keep 1 grade 1. That's kind of like the standard thing you do. And I draw into 4 Blaster Blades effectively. So I was like, this is not a good starting hand. And I was like, I need to somehow make the most out of this and play this to the most of my extent. So basically, I need to actually depend. Like here I was thinking about this Wingle Brave placement so much. I was like, I have so many blasters in my hand. At least if I put it to the side, his Tejas, if he has only 1 grade 2 in hand, will not hit it. So I was like planning with that in mind. So here he goes into the Gojo, and I'm basically just praying that he doesn't have like 2 Tejas or a Tejas another grade 2, so he can't swing in my Wingle Brave because I'm like, I will live and die by this Wingle Brave. So here he's just going to filter, I think. He uses up a lot of the timer. He gets a draw, so he attacked actually. So I was like, okay, cool. Here I was debating if I want to ride the Bedivere or the Blaster Blade, but I was like, I have so many Blaster Blades, I think I'm fine. So here I'm just going to call down 1 and basically call down the Marin 2 because I want to make my Vanguard line a 17 so that I can attack with a Blaster Blade with a Wingle Brave behind it and then use that skill. And I was like, I don't know why I think I called down this Bedivere. I don't think it was worth to call it down here. I think I was just being really cocky because I was like, this will hit against a 7. And then my Bedivere will hit for 12. And then I'm going to be able to hit, you know, with my 17. You know, it's all magic numbers. But then I was like, do you not remember how things went last week? You know, you literally, like, this exact same thing happened. You went ham against Kagero. You made it like 0-3, and then what happened? You lost. So I really needed to learn more about just like not rushing. I don't know, with MLB I always just want to rush and like not take my time. But there's really a lot of decks where you should take your time. You should keep some pieces in your hand. You should wait it out. So he rides to Bellicosity, so no Tejas is to be found. And especially because he attacked first, you know, not waiting, you know, to damage deny me. I really felt like, you know, it's like, I don't know, I think I started to feel confident, like, oh, I can win this, because I was like, well, my opponent doesn't know the way to counter my deck, so, but I don't think that was really true, because, I mean, I still ended up losing. So he uses the Berserk to get the booster away, which is a smart play, because, I mean, look at this now, he has a board, I don't. But I was lucky enough to draw into my Blaster Darks. Honestly, that was insanely lucky. Like, that is downright lucky. So here I'm just going to be, like, calling down stuff, and hold on. Why did I not use MLB's skill? That wasn't a misclick either. Hold on. Oh, I realized why. Oh my god, okay. It was because I had no way to clear that Nahalim. So I was like, there's no point to lose my intercepts just for the sake, I mean, lose my intercepts, I just called the Bedivere for no reason. Like in hindsight, this game really hurts me to watch back, because, like, if I didn't call down that Bedivere early, I would have cleared that Nahalim without a problem. And then I would have been able to do MLB, would have a crit, probably would have eaten one of his PGs. Didn't even search a PG yet off that Conroe yet, so... Oh, this is a heavy one to watch. I feel like I misplayed left and right. I should really sleep soon after I film this, because I feel like I'm gonna misplay if I don't get enough sleep again. And I really don't want to have that, because I feel like that was such a poor sense of judgment. Man, I had so much time with this deck already. Like, I got top 50 with this deck, but I still somehow just made these misplays. Like, I think I definitely lost here purely out of misplays. And here my opponent waited so long to ride that I thought he disconnected. I, for a second, was like, are you there? So here he just goes ham. He went into his blockade, and he just went ham, gave me damage left and right. Like, I was kind of scared, honestly. Like, it was pretty wild. And then now here, I don't know, I think I only have that one Blaster Blade left in deck. Yes, no, I have two, so I'm gonna put all the heals back. I was like, please, heal, please. For the love of God, just heal. So I basically just started putting everything back quickly. I put the sound down, but somehow it doesn't record the sound. Like, I have it on, I'm pretty sure, but... Oh, wait. There was sound. Oops. Somehow it just didn't play. Well, that's interesting. Okay. So there was sound. Somehow I thought there was not. Alright, well. So here, of course, the intercepts are already broken because, I mean, it's blockade. And because of that, I was kind of like, uh-oh. I'm not in a good position here. Oh boy. So here, I'm going to attack, and I'm basically just praying. Like, he didn't search a PG off the Conroe, so I'm kind of praying. Like, maybe he just forgot. You know, maybe, you know, he's also sleepy. But no, that was not the case. There was another reason why he didn't search the Conroe. Search with the Conroe, rather. And here, of course, I'm hoping for my heals that I put back to come to me, but instead I get double draw, which I was like, I'm thankful, but not right now. And so, of course, he has a PG. I'm pretty sure he has several, which is why he didn't rush to search it. And of course, I wouldn't have won last turn even if I had. But of course, that Bedivere. I feel like calling down that Bedivere early was literally what cost me the game, and it's so sad to see that. I swear to God, if I catch myself do that tomorrow, or a caliber of that play tomorrow, oh my God. Alright, so here he thinks for so long, almost used up his entire timer. When I see my opponent like on the last bar of timer, I get hopeful. I was like, maybe, you know, I can just take this one easy. So here, I'm in the situation where a defensive equals a victory. And he's taking his time. So I was like, if he times out, I'm good. I was even actually like looking at his timer and I was like, maybe he'll time out mid-turn. Then he drive checks double PG and I was like, oh my god. I drive check my PG and I was like, oh no. So I'm basically begging for a stand here. I mean for a draw, for a heal, oh my god. Here, and this blockade is gonna push me ruthlessly. And unfortunately, oh, that's the game. So yeah, that's my reflection on this, you know, these last two qualifying rounds. But tomorrow is the final attempt, the last chance qualifier to play in the final championship on Sunday. And so tomorrow I'm playing a new deck, something else, something that I've been practicing. I think people that have been watching my stream will know what I'm playing, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident about it. I feel better bringing this. I've tested so many decks actually off stream to bring to this tournament tomorrow, and I nearly changed my mind so many times. I almost played MLB again. There's so many decks I went through and thinking like, is it better to play this? Am I more comfortable with this? Is it better to just like not be scared of this matchup? Is it better to like try to counter this matchup? All those things. But I finally arrived at the deck that I want to play for tomorrow, and I'm pretty happy with it. No matter what happens tomorrow, I'm going to be happy that I chose it, because at least I won't regret it. So yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hopefully enjoying my experience at the Vanguard Zero Championship. I'm going to quickly edit this video and go to sleep. So take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Also, before I go, you can follow me on Twitter if you want immediate live updates on how my rounds go. And hopefully, you know, give me your energy. I hope I can succeed tomorrow morning. So yeah, on that note, that's going to be it for me today. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.